In the meantime, China has ended its zero COVID policy following unprecedented protests, but now it's facing an uphill economic recovery amid a surge in infections. For more on this, we want to bring in Michelle Caruso-Cabrera, who is a member of the Council on Foreign Relations and a CNBC contributor. And Michelle, let's just talk through, the numbers are not to be believed, I think, at this point out of China. They say 2 deaths they've had from COVID since December 7th when they released some of the COVID restrictions.
Literally not to be believed. Not
right.
saying, these are not to be believed.
No,
they're so good. Yeah, they're literally
the
just
video you
not
see
to be believed.
Of hospitals and bodies and other things. It looks like spring of 2020 here in New York.
So we've arrived at darned if you do, darned if you don't moment in China that we all talked about, right? Like, they've got to end the zero COVID policy. The protesters made clear they needed to end the zero COVID policy, but everybody knew and predicted that when that happened, because the population is under-vaccinated compared to, say, the United States, that they were going to have issues like this, and the vaccine that they have isn't as effective. So they were going to have to go through a period where, just like we saw when we had pork producers shutting down because everybody in the factory was sick, right? That's what we're seeing happening right now. What I thought was interesting was, despite this, they still had their major, big annual economic meeting on Friday and Saturday. There had been reports that they were going to cancel it. I see you kind of like shrugging and rolling your eyes. I know, exactly. But I think it demonstrates that they are very committed to trying to turn around the economy because they see how much damage has been done.
Is Omicron really like a cold over there? It was a cold over here because we were all vaccinated. Or is the Omicron strain much less virulent than original COVID?
So, important question. The only data that we can really point to is if you look at what happened in Hong Kong earlier in the year, where they also have issues with the vaccination rates among the elderly.
And just herd immunity rate. Nobody's got herd immunity either. No vaccine, and so no immunity.
The mortality rates were much, much higher in Hong Kong earlier this year than almost any other time anywhere else in the world during the pandemic. So there is absolutely these numbers about how many people that have died, supposedly, even though you can read all the reporting coming out of there, the number of urns being ordered certainly suggests that people are dying to at a higher degree than the government is willing to admit.